98.7 The Peak, it's all about variety. If you were out this weekend and you did taste down in Old Town Scottsdale, it was a good night indeed. And you didn't get to go out, did you?
No, but I heard it was a blast. It was one of the best, huh?
It really was. And I've played Taste here for the last, 4 years now. And I've never really gotten to go walk around, but it's always been up at Kierland on Sunday night.
That's tough.
Which, it sucks for half the people out there because they have to work the next day, right?
Right.
They moved it down to the waterfront, did it on a Saturday night, and it was awesome. It was so much fun. There were so many people out. It was fun.
It was great weather all weekend, too.
Yes.
This weekend went fast. The nicer the weather, the faster it goes.
It was good stuff. It makes you really, really cherish things like that. And especially when I hear the story about the Southwest flight that had to make the emergency landing.
Woo-hoo.
Right. So they discover a gaping hole in the fuselage. And, of course, cabin pressure starts shooting. The air masks drop down. And as I'm hearing this story, I'm like, oh, thank goodness that hasn't happened to me. But what if it had? So here's the question I want to throw out to you. Okay, and I want to get your answer when we come back. If you were in a plane, the air masks drop down, and you know you've only got 5 minutes to live, what do you do with that 5 minutes?
First of all, use the bathroom, huh?
Well, you probably already did that in your pants, so you're good to go.
You don't have to visit the bathroom.
The deuce has been dropped. Okay, aside from crapping your pants, 260-9870 or 411-987 if you want to text us, brought to us by Sanderson Volvo.
We're living on the edge.
So just imagine you're in this plane, the Southwest Airlines plane, and you're sitting there, enjoying your Bloody Mary or your bag of peanuts.
Or the crying baby. Who knows?
Or the crying baby kicking you in the back of the seat, kicking you over and over again. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom, the air masks drop down. And you're sitting there, and your heart drops into your stomach. And you feel a little vomit in the back of your throat because you know something foul is happening. And the captain comes on and says, we might have a problem here. I think maybe it's time you put your head between your knees and kiss your butt goodbye because we've got about 5 minutes or so before we crash into the ground. Thank you for flying Southwest. We know you have many airlines that you can fly, but we thank you for choosing ours.
So he did his job up to the very end.
Up to the very end. I mean, this guy is a professional.
Customer
no
service.
joke about it. No joke about it. So what is the thing you do? What do you do when you have 5 minutes left? If you're on that Southwest Airlines flight and you're not going to land, you're not landing in Yuma or whatever, you're not going to do that. You're crashing. 5 minutes. Boom. 260-9870, that's the number. If you want to text us, 411-987. Of course, brought to us by Sanderson Volvo. And please don't text and drive. What do you do, Monica?
I would put down my to-do list.
Okay.
At first.
Right.
And then, depending, if my family was with me, of course, I'd be all about them, trying to comfort the kids and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
If I was by myself,
Say by yourself.
I'd be all about praying and being like, I didn't think I was done yet because I still thought I had a little time to make good.
God, Allah, whoever. Do you name it every deity you can find?
No, I do mine.
Okay, you do yours.
The real one, the only one.
All right, for me, you know what? I'm not a terribly religious guy, but I think I might go to praying. I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe you'd make jokes. Maybe, I don't know. Are you good in a crisis? I'm bad in a crisis. So maybe you'd act cool.
Most guys, when you're around guys, what they usually say they do, if you were going down on a plane, is like, well, these clothes are coming off and something's going to happen. Okay? Who's up for it?
Oh, no. You've got to be kidding.
No, but that's what a lot of people say. And I'm pretty sure that if that situation would ever happen, you wouldn't even be able to...
Right. And I bet they'd lift the no smoking ban, too.
Yep. Oh, yeah. And I don't even smoke, but I'd be like, who's got to smoke? Anybody? Do this, dog. Bring on the vodka.
Last meal.
Either that or I'd be trying to think of the best position I could be in. Like there's a chance that if I put, if I'm curled up in a certain type of ball, that I'll survive.
So you would be in the bathroom, maybe.
Maybe, who knows?
Like
I don't know. Or trying to time me doing something stupid like, okay, well, if the plane breaks in half and I jump out right before it crashes, then maybe I understand.
You're 4 feet from the ground.
Right, exactly.
That's right. Well, that's why I think they say we're supposed to live every moment like it could be our last. Isn't there a poem out there on Facebook somewhere?
True. Well, yeah, I'm sure. What about now? It's all about the now, especially when you're going down in a plane. You're on Southwest Airlines and the thing's going down. Air masks have dropped and cut the tension with a knife.
Happy Monday morning to you.
There you go. If you didn't hear about that story, they had to make an emergency landing this weekend, Southwest Airlines. 260-9870. We got a really interesting story that coming up. And it's a woman that listens to the show that has experienced exactly what they experienced.
Can you imagine?
An emergency landing. She thought she was going to die. We're going to talk to her here coming up. It's 98.7 The Peak. All right, no, we didn't switch formats. We're just using that difficulty. If you watched the news at all this weekend, we had big news in Arizona that could have possibly been tragic regarding Southwest Airlines and the fact that there was a giant hole in their fuselage and they had to make an emergency landing.
Yeah, pneumo.
Oh, scary stuff. Yeah, so we were talking in the city. We're like, well, what would you do if you had 5 minutes left? And she's like, well, I'd be praying or I'd be doing this or that or whatever. And interestingly enough, we have such a vast audience that Kathy called in and thought that she would share her experience. She had a near-crash experience on a plane. Kathy, go ahead.
Well, the plane, I heard an explosion, and the flight attendants looked around at each other very alarmed, and the lights came on, and we started losing altitude.
My gosh.
And they didn't say anything for a minute or 2 or 3, I don't remember, and then the captain came on and said, we are going to be returning to Los Angeles. And at that point, the guy next to me and I, we were absolute strangers, started holding hands, or actually we were already holding hands. We just grabbed for each other and we sat there and said, oh my, and started talking. But then we did limp into LAX, but that first 2 minutes were heart-wrenching, but we immediately reached out to the person next to me.
And that's probably more than likely what happens. I mean, like Monica said, if you're not with your children or your family, it's probably the person next to you. You try to look for some sort of comfort, right?
Yes, exactly.
So it's not everybody's like, all right, take your clothes off, it's time.
He always goes there.
Yeah, no, it's nothing nearly that,
that exciting? You can say it.
Romantic or whatever you want to.
Did anything flash through your mind? Like, did you have, oh my gosh, any regrets or, holy crap, this life went fast?
I was just going, oh no, this can't be happening. And this guy and I were just like, oh, I don't know what's going on. We were just freaked out. So I cannot say that that's what happened.
All right. How interesting is that?
Yeah.
I don't know. We got a couple text messages in here. One person said, my 16-year-old son, Dominic, said he would make out with the hottest chick on the plane. Thank you, Sharon from Peoria.
I love that. And she'd be like, okay, bring it.
Yeah. Well, normally I'd go to jail or have to be a teacher in the South to do this, but okay, let's do it. Because it is on.
Oh, God bless him.